since I already was recording today, I might as well just record this little segment on Monet's mic. I wanted to start a motivational segment because I think that I'm very inspiring. I noticed a lot of people look up to me, especially when I'm transparent and real, because that's the only thing that I know how to be. So this segment is talking about my update on post grad depression, how I got over post grad depression. And yeah, just keeping it 100 about my story, because I feel like a lot of people are scared to talk about it. I feel like a lot of people are embarrassed or ashamed, and ain't no shame in my game, boo. Like it is what it is. It's life. Like, yes, I was depressed after graduation, and a lot of people was very surprised that I was even depressed, but it happens. It happens to the both of us. Even your favorite celebrities get depressed and sad. It's emotions. Like, we're human. No, I didn't go into corporate. No, I didn't go into 9 to 5. That doesn't mean that I'm still not going to go through post-grad depression. And I'm going to tell my story because I know that it's other people who are in school right now who are about to graduate. And hopefully this can help them, or it can give them steps ahead of the game and they don't have to go through what I went through. So anyways, one thing you have to realize is you literally been in school your whole life. You've been in school since pre-K, some kindergarten. Your mind and your body has been accustomed to going to school. After college, you may go to grad school. That wasn't for me. Once I crossed that stage, I was like, deuce, it's a wrap. It's a huge adjustment. You think that you're an adult when you're 18, you think you're an adult when you're 21, but like now you are a legit adult. So I'm gonna speak on it as far as like entrepreneurship aspect of it. I went from still running my business, being a full-time student, internship, pageant life, and dancing, 5 things, to one thing, which is makeup. I told myself that I'm going to pursue makeup. I want to be a full-time entrepreneur. Yes, I started my little media outlet. That's cool too. But literally in this season, it comes and goes. You have your dry seasons and you have your wet seasons. So that's something I had to learn. Even though I've been starting my business while I was in school, I was so busy with other things to do when I wasn't doing makeup, where I didn't realize the dry and your wet season. So that's something that I had to study. And so literally I opened my shop. I booked completely for prom, booked for graduation. After I graduated, I'm like up here on peak high, and then like it was a desert, like no, barely any bookings or anything, and I was just so confused because my business has never been like dry like that. But I didn't realize it because I was so busy when I was in school and doing other things. So now you have to go back to business 101. You have to study the seasons. You have to study the marketing. You really have to dig in and invest in your business. Then I moved back in with my dad. So I kind of felt like I've been independent for so long. I'm back in with my father. And yeah, other people were saying that's a good thing. Like, you should look at that as a blessing, which I do. But at that time, I was just like, oh, you moved back into Covington, and if you know about Covington, it's not the best place to live. And so I was accustomed to living in Atlanta for 4 years, not trying to go backwards. So I just started feeling real bummy, and then like I started looking at my friends who had 9 to 5s, and they already got jobs, or they already in their field, or they already at their own office, and I was just like, dang, did I make the wrong mistake? You know, I just started getting really depressed. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't eating. You got this degree. I feel like the American society story is go off to college. That's the right thing to do. You're gonna get a job after college, and you're gonna be good. You're gonna be straight. That is not how college works. I don't care what nobody say. Like, that's not how college works. It's all about your network. It's what you know, it's who you know, not what you know. Although it could be what you know, but majority of the time it's who you know. So my advice to any student that is watching this, If you're still in school, network. Even though I networked in school, my network has taken me places while I was in school. But if I would have networked even more, I would be like so ahead of the game. So network. Get in connections with people. Get your resume up. All of that. I know you hear it all the time, but listen to me. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Out of everybody who you talk to, network, get your resume up, get your experience up, do internships. If it wasn't for my internships, I wouldn't have opened my own media outlet and all this other stuff, and building connections and all this cool stuff that y'all see with me interviewing like all these celebrities. It's all about your network and getting your experience up, and I did that in school. So do that, if like ASAP, especially if you're about to graduate. Like, get on your P's and Q's. I forgot what I was about to say because I don't know where I was going with this. I just felt like really defeated. Like, who am I? Like, what is your purpose? It's 10 times harder if you're black or minority. And it's 10 times harder if you're a minority and a woman. You have to prove yourself in this world. If you're not going to have tough skin now, well, you need to get it now, because they're not going to necessarily eat you up in the real world based off of my experience, but you may be in a situation where they may eat you up, and you got to be prepared for that. You're not no little kid no more. You an adult, and you got to start acting like it, and you got to start thinking like it, and you got to start moving like it. It's hard. It's hard, for real. You really just gotta get in your bag as far as like entrepreneurship. If you're not at a level where you want to be financially, because it's always room to grow. It's always more steps to take, even though somebody may be looking at you like, I want to be where you are. But it's always more steps to take, more elevators, more mountains to climb to get to where you want to be. So if you're not where you want to be, get in your bag and get there, because nobody is gonna hold your hand. That's just the reality. What I had to realize was, you can't sit around and be depressed for the rest of your life. Like, you gotta get up and you gotta remember who you are. And so during my depression, of course, that is when the devil has so much power over you. He is like, yes, I got her where I want her to be. She don't believe in herself. She don't believe that she can do this. How long can she stay down? And I had to reprogram myself. Like, who are you? You are a child of God. You are a leader. You are a boss, period. So you need to remember who you are. So, you know, I started meditating. I started doing my law of attractions again. I started reading. I started reading The Secret and watching that on YouTube. I started praying again. I started getting a closer relationship with God. I started understanding the real definition of faith. I started understanding the real definition of trust with God. And He has definitely paved the way for me. I started studying different ways how I can increase my vibrations, because my vibrations were so low. So if my vibrations are low, I'm going to attract low things in life. I'm not going to attract the things that I want or where I want to be. So I had to literally work on myself mentally. In order for you to be happy, because you are in control of your happiness, you have to work on your mental. And so I just started taking it day by day, and remember who I am, and remembering that God gave you these gifts for a reason, and you got to use them. You can't stay low and down, because that's where the devil wants you to be. The devil tricks you. The devil wants to see how much faith do you have in God. The devil wants to see, can you believe in yourself that you can achieve everything that you want. And once you get back on that pathway, and this is if you are religious or spiritual, once you get back on that pathway and you remember your purpose, you gonna be straight. And I think a lot of times we look at, okay, we just graduated, what's next? Chill, boo. Like, I had to tell myself, chill, babe. Like, you're gonna be straight. I had to stop being hard on myself, because I'm only 22. I'm looking at people who 27 where I want to be. Baby, you 22. That's 5 years from now. You don't know where God is gonna place you. So if you're my age or around my age or younger than me, stop being hard on yourself, and know that if you have trust in God, God is gonna place you in rooms that you've already been talked about before you even got there. You got that degree for a reason. You also have to understand that if you went through all that stuff, Y'all know what I'm talking about in school, where you thought you was about to fail that class, or you thought that you was not about to graduate on time, or even if you needed extra time to graduate. God put you through all of that, and look where you are now. God is never going to leave you. So that's just me, you know, getting more spiritual about it, but that's what I had to do. Like, I had to remember who I was and get back on my mental and like refocus. And then I started studying. Okay, Brianna, now that we're back on this A game and this motive and this drive, let's focus on the business. Let's study how the business is supposed to work. You rewind. I also have to understand that, yes, I'm taking all of this advice from other people, but what their journey is may not be my journey. You can't take advice from everybody, so pick and choose where you're going to take advice from. And not everybody is going to see your vision, not everybody is going to support you, but at the end of the day, you got to make sure that you're happy. And you just can't stay low, you can't stay down. So when it comes to this entrepreneurship, like, study your business. Study on things that make your business stand out. Study on things that, okay, if I move this direction, how is that going to benefit me in the long run? Your goal should be financial stability. So you have to move like financial stability. I had to literally sacrifice. I said, I'm not going to be that student that move back in with their parent, living their best life, and when they're 26, they don't have a plan. No, baby, you got to move smart. So if that means that you're not going to be in the club sections at Gold Room and Compound during homecoming because you got a band saved up, then that's what you got to do. If that means that you're not going to get your hair done, baby, I did my own hair. I ain't no hairstylist, but I think I did pretty good. But if that means that you got to do your own hair and wear wigs and get braids all summer long because you're investing in your business and you're saving for a house, a car, or paying these student loans off, that's what you got to do. Because the reality is you are an adult now. Again, nobody is going to hold your hand. Not everybody is fortunate. Not everybody is privileged or was born to be born in a family with a silver spoon. So now that you're an adult, you have to think wisely about your moves. You have to think wisely on where you spend your money at and where you invest your time at. You got to choose wisely on, okay, am I going to hang out with Felicia over there who just there for a good time? Or am I going to go to a networking event and get my name and my brand out there, not knowing if I'm going to meet a millionaire or not, who may invest in my business? So you have to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? God is going to ask you how bad do you want it. God already knows the answer, but you got to find it on yourself. And again, I'm speaking on entrepreneurship and after post-grad depression. So yes, I went through post-grad depression, but did I stay there? No. Because it's all in your mental. Life is about your mental. You control your happiness, you control your life. So that's all I got to say. But again, like, my advice to anybody who is watching this, hopefully like I move somebody or inspire somebody to remember who they are and get up and do what they got to do, but get in your bag now. Your professors, network with them. I can still DM some of my professors for advice because I built that connection with them. And when you're in these classes, always be on your A game. Always show your best work because they're going to remember that. Anything that I put my name on, I executed to the highest extent. So everybody know, oh, that's Brianna, they already know about me. Or it's somebody in that crowd who already know about my work ethic, who can be a brand ambassador for me when I'm applying for that job, or when I'm trying to cover that event, or when I'm trying to beat somebody's pace. Your network, that's important. If you're going to have friends, make sure that you got boss friends as well. Make sure that you have friends who are going to elevate you in life. Whether that's spiritually, financially, mentally, physically, emotionally, like whatever it is, academically, you have to have a solid foundation around your energy and your circle. Period. So that's all I got to say. Again, I'm just speaking on my truth. Somebody is FaceTiming me, so I'm about to pick that up. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I pray that, you know, I continue to do more motivational videos like this, and y'all continue to share. And hopefully, again, I just want to move people. Like, I honestly feel like my purpose is to inspire and motivate, but keeping it real. Like, I'm not no fraud. Like, I'm not going to be out here just... Okay, let me just stop talking because I feel like I'm just getting somewhere where I don't need to be. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It's your girl Brianna Monet.